You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Following After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Following After Show.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of season 2 of The Following, Sacrifice. I'm Joe Sanfelippo. I am joined as, I would say as always, but I mean somewhat often, by Mr. Nando Velasquez.
I do my share.
He does his share.
I do my share.
He pulls his weight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also joined by the currently distracted, but here, Joseph Braswell.
Checking the internet.
How's it doing? How's the internet doing?
It's on.
Ellen didn't break it.
What a relief. And also we have the lovely Julia Cearly here with us.
Hello.
Well, we have episode 7, Sacrifice.
I can never make you happy with my hello, Nando.
No, you get every no.
Makes
no
fun
matter
of, no matter what I say.
That's all right. It's not his fault.
It's funny. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And he's been stabbed. All right, so let's jump right into episode 7. Joe, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Well, I like that. I thought this episode had some good moments. It had its moments. Take it easy. Look, episode was crap. I'm just gonna say it. This is my opinion. Episode was. Listen, the Ryan Hardy stuff is compelling. Kevin Bacon is great. Whenever Ryan Hardy and Sean Ashmore, for that matter, are on screen, they're fantastic. But this Joe Carroll business, even the Lily stuff is actually compelling. Lily is compelling because she's kind of a villain. This Joe Carroll business, this new cult, was one of the top 5 most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
I mean, thin to the point of like absurdity.
You guys may disagree with me. I'm just gonna lay this all out here. But I just thought, from the moment they showed up, when she dropped the "You're the follower now, bitch" line on him, the masks. I mean, I know Kevin Williamson loves him a mask, and we know
there are so many things you can do with a mask.
Scream and Edgar Allan Poe and the
Can we agree?
Mask. All those masks were fantastic.
Can we agree that there are literally millions of ways to do a mask? Sure. Millions.
Sure.
And we chose the single goofiest way to do a mask in all of recorded history.
They could have at least had the really long ones from Eyes Wide
something.
Shut.
Give me a beak with a phallic symbol. Yeah. Give me something. This was ridiculous.
I just think the whole I like the woman, the cult leader woman,
Julia.
Yes, Julia.
Julia. She's
played by
Jacinda Barrett.
Yes.
From the Real World London.
That's
folks.
amazing.
We're
Really?
in it way back.
So she was good, and she's hot, and she's kind of I'm watching something happen there. But by the time we get to my man Micah.
Jake Weber, who normally does
I usually love him.
Really understated characters, like in Medium, and he does some lovely voiceover work. He did B of A for quite some time.
Yeah.
And he has a great theatrical background. He's done a ton of Broadway, and I really usually enjoy him, but I think grossly miscast in this. I felt really wrong.
It's just the standard sort of like cult leader, like boilerplate, like, hey man, it's a whole, I don't know.
He was kind of like the dude. In the Big Lebowski, the dude was a cult leader. Almost.
He had dropped a few dudes.
He dropped a few dudes.
What's the line that I love so much?
Mad props.
Mad props.
Mad props. How'd you get them to kill for you? Mad props.
Yeah, mad props for getting them to kill for you, bro.
No,
are you following that guy anywhere?
No.
So anyway, that whole thing was top to bottom, soup to nuts, ridiculous. The whole end sacrifice thing. The whole sort of pseudo, you mentioned Dragnet.
Total Dragnet.
From Tom Hanks. And,
the Virgin Connie Swale.
Yes. But it even for us older folks, it actually reminded me of Temple of Doom.
I know that one too.
Oh, you mentioned that.
I mean,
Give me a sacrifice. I got a sound effect for it, apparently.
Did anyone think Emma was really going to die? The whole.
That's why it was so. I was kind of hoping. I don't want to say hoping, but I figured Mandy would die.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. I pegged Mandy.
Yeah.
It's like, there it is.
Dividing rod
She's
comes
out.
out and she's.
Yeah.
Is there another device they can use?
Jesus.
Could there be like a skull with a stick on it, like a skull head or a bone? Something a little more menacing, a staff, a nice staff with some feathers.
A divining
She
rod.
wants a divining
Jesus.
rod and she's shaking it around. I mean,
Oh man, no, it was
that was
next level goofy.
and you know, internet, you can totally disagree with me. You can tell me I'm an idiot, and then, you know, I'll take it. But I don't.
No, well,
we can tell you that, but I think we all pretty much agree.
I think we all pretty
That's
much
my
agree. That's your take.
Joe's
Well,
take.
That's good. Nando, did you have anything to say?
You know what, I gotta say, I agree with you, and you know, it is very hard for me
because you
to
love
say
this.
I don't like.
I know.
Yeah, because there are lots of times when you guys don't like a show and I like it, and I have to agree that this cult stuff was really, really weird, odd, and you said it. Jumped the shark. I actually think this episode jumped the shark.
Like a flipping maniac.
What the
He's
hell are you doing?
backflips
Come
over the shark.
on, man. We just saw Joe Carroll finally get some balls. And now all of a sudden, here he is. The worst part was, oh, you can't sit at Michael's table. Oh, I understand. Oh, you must be right. Of course, I bow down to you. It's like, come on.
I mean, I got that part. He was playing into the character. He's been a cult leader in his own way.
I
Like,
wanna
he
see
knows the
badass-
respect that is deserved.
I want to see badass Joe Carroll
But
back,
he has
and I
no
thought we
clout
did.
there.
And they've got automatic weapons. I mean, come on.
I mean, I get that, and I get
There
that,
is
but
that.
but you know what? This whole
Dividing
situation is preposterous. I just feel to put him in that kind of a situation.
All right. Well,
I really want to see. You know, I know he's going to get out of this. I figure he's going to eventually surpass Micah, whatever. He's going to kill him and end up leading these people. But so far, this is a really lame storyline.
I completely agree. What do you think, Julia Cearly?
Yeah.
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 This was not a flagship episode for me, and I've been having fun with the following too in the last few episodes.
Well, it does have a
and
sort
I
of
thought
campy,
like,
sort of fun thing
yeah, I've
happening.
been having a good time, but this was over the top. It used all these stereotypical tropes and then took it to like a whole nother level that was almost insulting. And I was like, come on, guys.
I mean,
I know you're better than this.
Yeah, I get the need for them to have another joke, you know, another following situation. We had the International House of Killers. That's over. We have to have another sort of mansion of killers, and this time it's a cult. I get it. But man, this is a goofy cult.
Oh dear
It's
God!
goofy.
And
I just find it to be a little like disjointed this season so far.
Well,
You know, I start to get into a storyline and then they like pull the rug out from under us, and now here's a new one. Right.
You know
I feel
what,
like that's happening a lot.
You know what really sucks to me about this episode? I mean, the level of stupidity that the cult kind of brought out, and the level of just goofiness, detracted from the actual story that was going on. It was so distractingly crappy that we don't even think about the fact that Lily. We haven't even mentioned the fact that Lily kidnapped Max and had and killed Mike's dad.
So that's all good stuff.
Let's get into it. I mean, like this, just how shitty this cult thing was. We haven't even got there. All right, so
we talked about the good stuff, and we get everything. We can just say all the Joe Carroll stuff and the cult and the shit with the cult was crappy.
And then we can say the other stuff was
nothing
not.
to really advance the character's story in my opinion.
So let's focus on the FBI.
So let's get into it.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Okay. So at the beginning of this episode, we arrive at the cult. Mandy and Emma have a little something
There's
going
a little
on.
dissension amongst the ladies.
Little feeding and fighting. All right, and then Joe, you got the vibe from Joe, right? That he said that Robert had came to visit him in prison, right? Is that what the deal was?
Yeah.
A couple times. He didn't know him that well.
Introduction to this cult, and he thought it was going to be relatively easy, right? Mm-hmm. And this lady, we get to meet our girl. What is her name?
Julia,
and
Julia.
Julie is pretty serious. In here, you're the follower. Joe took a little umbrage with that line. Then we cut to Ryan at the FBI. Now Mendez is finally coming around that Joe Carroll may very well be alive. And then she has her Iceman moment from Top Gun. Mm-hmm. You're dangerous, Ryan.
Yeah.
And you fly up there.
I do like what you said. You put the people you care about in danger, and I don't understand or respect that.
Right, which is very true because we know if you're hanging around anywhere, I don't know, half a mile away from Ryan Hardy, you're probably going to get killed.
The irony of all that is, though, it's her girlfriend or her ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, whoever, who is the informant.
Who's the mole?
And did you see her on the phone when they were doing the busting in the Huntsman's house? I'm like, you got to get off the goddamn phone. You need to stop calling Jana.
Hey, honey, guess what's going on right now?
You're not gonna believe where I am.
This.
Stop it. All right, then we get Ryan and Mike, right? Let me get out of here. Mike's done, right? In the beginning of this episode, Mike is boning out.
Mike is walking out, and I
killed
love
him in
it.
this episode.
I love it because
Great job.
this is such a bromance. It's like, first of all, Mike really wants to be with Ryan, and Ryan's like, no, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And now it's the other way around. And you see Ryan like, but Mike, don't leave me.
Right.
Now, do you think it's affection, or do you think it's like, hey, I kind of need you?
Well, it's both. I mean, it's both. I mean, they really, look, they went through a lot in season 1 together. Like, Mike called it out. He called it out. He's like, we this and that and
Havenport. And what's her name in the box?
Yes.
What's in the box?
Yeah, and so they've been through a lot together, and I think that. I don't know. Seeing we get a little more backstory as to what's going on with Westmore, because we had like him snapping, but he gave that sort of exposition about sort of like, this has not happened before. This has happened before. My family
He doesn't respond to normal situations
right.
appropriately.
My father won't talk to me, which is another with it.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's a nice foreshadowing there.
Man,
he just had a beef with his father, and he didn't get a chance to reconcile, which makes it all the more painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's stuff going on with him, and that's very interesting in and of itself. So now we know that he's got this global, not just we didn't just snap. This is something that's going on with him, which is sort of leads into my prediction that he may go to the dark side.
Yeah, and he said he's talked to therapists, he's talked to counselors, nothing.
No one helps. And then what did you say, Nando?
What did I say?
You said he's like, no one's help, and he goes, I gotta find Joe.
I gotta find Joe.
Nobody understands me except
Joe.
Right, except for Joe.
I like his self-awareness, though. Mike's self-awareness, his recognition of his faults and his inability to control them, and that's a mature decision. But even when he makes a decision and tries to step away, he gets sucked right back in because he loves Max.
Sure. Can we give props to Shawn Ashmore though?
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Mad
Shawn
props.
Ashmore.
Yeah.
Mad props. To Shawn
Mad
Ashmore.
props.
Dude.
In a shining turd of an episode.
What a beautiful bunch of just a nice piece of, I don't know, like a happy, fun foil star on top of a big pile of turd.
And always Kevin Bacon was solid too. He's always solid.
He's always solid.
Like he had a real moment, with Max when he was really doing some really good acting, and he volleyed it over to Max, and I don't think she kind of like the scene just died in the room.
Well, let me toss this out there, because I think the guy who worked the hardest this episode to keep things from being ridiculous was James Purfoy. When he's taking that ridiculous mask off his face after Jake Weber said, "Oh, take off your mask," and he's trying to take it off and still maintain cool, hard dignity. It just looked so absolutely stupid, and I was like, James, you're working as hard as you possibly can to keep something happening.
And frankly, he had some moments. He had some nice moments there with the lie detector. Nice moment in here at the end with Jan, what's her name?
Julia.
Sorry, Julia. He did
only
right
one person in
Because
this group.
there's only
is named
one
her.
Julia in his esteem. That's why.
I don't blame the actors here. So I mean, continue, Joe.
Yes.
What we were saying.
Well, we go back to the cult from there. We get to divest ourselves. We're going to divest ourselves of our clothes and our stuff.
Divest.
I
I feel like there's a financial. Isn't that a financial planning word?
No, it's what I wear under my suit, under my suit.
A divest.
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 So this is I don't think I understand what this cult is. I mean, this is the Corbin cult. They keep on blasting over the PA system. Love, unity, peace. We are one.
Oh, yeah.
Corbin is family. Corbin is love.
Until we sacrifice someone.
Yeah.
For our sins, all of us.
And we drink the blood.
Only he gets to drink it. It looked like nobody else.
All right.
Well, he's the dude.
He's the
As Nando
dude.
said.
He's the dude.
He's the dude's little
Mad
brother.
props, dude.
Who's not as cool. All right, so we're going to divest ourselves. So while Joe and Mandy and Emma are divesting themselves, Max and Ryan, we really do, if there was any question last week, we do get Ryan who comes out and says it, I can't, I have to be the one to find him. And she says, you mean to kill him? And he says, I mean to kill him.
I love that.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved all that. And
He also says that everything he's done this last year has been for Joe. He quit drinking for Joe. He started teaching for Joe because he knew it would piss him off. He's created this whole new life, this whole new persona for Joe. So Joe would take notice and he would be that irked by him when he took him down.
My whole life is for Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that. He said, "Call me obsessed. If you're gonna call me, then yes, I'm obsessed."
Yeah.
I loved every bit of that because it's very compelling. Maybe you want to watch like Kevin Bacon. Maybe you want to watch Ryan Hardy. I still I love that.
You know what I liked about it as far as acting choices goes? He didn't do anything. He just kind of said it. It was just kind of like, he didn't put anything on it. He didn't try to, it wasn't dramatic. He didn't try to, he didn't work it at all. He just like, hey, this is where it is. It's just straight up truth.
Matter of fact.
That's it.
Yep.
Love that. So Corbin is love Corbin. Yeah, Corbin is stupid masks. That's what I wrote there.
Corbin Dallas.
Corbin Dallas Multipass.
Multipass.
So our cult looks crazy. Corbin is love. Okay. Then we get our storyline here. It something happens that was exciting. Something that didn't suck. Max gets kidnapped.
Yeah, in a very cool way.
Yeah.
With the weird creepy kid and the creepy dad.
Yeah, that kid's gonna be permanently effed up. There's no question.
I love so I liked everything about that. Was kind of
Is she a whore?
Yeah. Oof.
Ooh.
That kid, yeah. So
My dad
I mean,
hates
listen,
horse.
the B storyline, which should have been the A storyline for me, which is the whole abduction, Ryan Hardy, Max,
Lily's
Westmore,
revenge.
Lily's revenge. That's the A story. I mean,
Yeah.
God, if we could just shave down or completely omit. In fact, frankly, shots to James Purfoy, but and Valerie Curry, who I also love. If we
At this point,
just
you could
figure out because Lily's the villain and she's doing some shit and the twins and all that stuff is fun. I don't know.
Why are we doing this cult goofball stuff?
Joe, he's got a plan.
You got a plan.
He's got a plan.
Yeah, it's epic.
We'll see.
We'll find out. I don't know, man. I know for you, I mean, you could put Valerie Curry in a pair of white pajamas and tie her to a weird looking stick and you'd be okay watching her.
Slow down.
That's what happened. That's all I was saying.
I don't do all that. I'm not tying her anywhere.
No, that's what happened in the show. They tied her to the.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
I'll explain.
I can't co-sign that. Tie her to a stick. This is it lives forever, Joe. She'll never come on the show now.
But how lame was that payoff?
She'll play
though?
back. Joe Braswell wants to tie you to a stick. No.
I don't understand how you could go anywhere else with that.
I agree
that's
with
what happened on the show.
I don't know if we're jumping too far ahead, but I agree with what you just said. Like, how lame is that payoff? Because there was no payoff. It's a lot of like hooting and hollering for nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's
skip ahead.
We'll get there.
We'll
we
get
have
there.
to. No choice.
No choice.
But next up, we have Micah and Joe. We have what should have been an interesting scene. I mean, I just, it's a blown opportunity. On top of all the goofiness, this is a blown opportunity. You had an opportunity to create something interesting here, and instead you just made a shit show.
Well, you have cult leader versus cult leader. You have
It should be cool.
Power play
Yeah.
versus
Power
power
struggles,
play.
yeah.
It just felt to me like it was written for a different actor. I don't know. I mean, just like the whole mad props, blah blah blah. All the cool colloquial.
Colloquialism.
Well, they're easier to say than to say.
So I agree, but it's not so much that the actor did a bad job. I think it's just it's poorly conceived. This cult leader, this cult is like straight out of 1967.
It is.
It's, yeah.
Like we've seen it 1,000 times. The cult, the guy, him doing the strange with the two young ladies, whatever they were up to.
Blessed be the children.
Yes. It's just, my eyes could not roll. My eyes were rolling so far back. I had to turn around.
We thought you had a seizure, man.
I had to face the other way so I can watch the following from this way. My eyes were rolled back so far in the head. No, but yeah, there's all that bit, and that was, I don't know.
It was a missed opportunity. It could have been a really cool scene, a really cool power struggle between two phenomenal actors.
right?
It was just a missed opportunity, I believe.
But they're clearly setting up. I think, and it's kind of telegraphed, but they're setting up Julia to be the real heavy, and for Julia and Joe to do a coup against the guy. So they're setting up to be kind of a goofball.
And what do you guys think? Do you think he passed the lie detector test?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I think he did. He passed it. Didn't he pass
He
an
passed
FBI
it, but
at
then
one
she
point?
had that weird moment with her husband, as we found out that
That weird
Corman
little
is. Yeah,
He's all
lingering
truth.
look.
Yeah, it was just some
Yeah.
weird look at the end.
She's gunning for him. She wants him out of there. She thinks Joe Carroll's the guy who's going to do it. Who knows?
That should be the name of this season. Joe Carroll gets auditioned by crazy chicks to take over crazy cults.
And there was a flirtation when she asked if you got excited looking at my breasts.
My breasts.
That was good.
And most women say that when they're really coming on the guys. Do you like my breasts?
Or did you get excited? Did
That's
you
how
like
I,
looking?
That's
when
how
leaned
I
up?
locked down my husband.
That's how you got it.
Right there. That was
Eric
the winning
Cearly.
line.
Do you like breasts? He's like, yes.
Yes, I do.
Let's get married.
We're going to dinner first, but then. All right. All right. So we go back to the FBI, and we Mike is he's on it. He's going to find out what's going on. Ryan really wants a pass at Luke here. So once we figured out that Max has been kidnapped, then Mike comes back. Mike's back, and he's on it. And we got video feeds from all. Yes.
Question?
No, I just don't want to gloss over that interrogation, which I think is another sort of.
We weren't glossing over. We're going back.
Oh,
Then we got Mike, who's all of a sudden he's got video feeds from every camera that's ever been around the parking structure, and we get an incredibly clear shot of the huntsman. And then from there, we've got the FBI looking into the huntsman, and then we go, and then we get Ryan, who really is wanting to take a pass at Luke. This whole episode, he finally gets an opportunity. So Ryan's going to take his pass at Luke. You enjoyed that scene?
I did not. I thought that scene was cool, but I like the idea of Ryan, like, let me talk to him. So he goes in there and they cuff him up. And I thought there's going to be some real sort of like psychological warfare there. But, Luke kind of just gave it up. I mean, he kind of just gave it up. Like, my mom, what's my man's name, the huntsman's name?
Kurt.
Yeah. Kurt.
Oh, Kurt. He's like, Kurt. He's the huntsman. What? Like, Hardy's like chained to the thing. Like, there's no interrogation happening there. Like, what did he come in to do? Like, and Lucas just gave it up. He just laughed his way through it. Oh, the huntsman, his name is Kurt. You can find him down the road.
Now,
what?
I do want to say
Here's
one
his
thing.
address and social security number if you're asking.
Right?
Ryan's like,
But I'm not giving it up.
I got the info.
You already know who he is. Let me ask you a question. I've been punched a couple times. I've never been beaten by Mike Weston like that, but I've been hit a couple times in the mouth. I have this thing that happens with my face. It swells if I got struck repeatedly in the same place. I've noticed that Luke does not have that.
He's too pretty.
He is too pretty. And
He's
when
too sexy, creepy.
When he gets struck about the head and face multiple times, his teeth turn out to be just fine.
Yes.
Well,
Worth pointing out.
solid teeth.
Interesting to me.
What was good about that scene, though, is that he did give up a little bit of insight into his mom,
Yes,
Lily.
that was cool. That was
She really liked you. I thought was a really interesting line. I didn't see that one coming, and that was a little food for thought. She's been looking for the right guy for a really long time. She just wants to be loved and understood. So it gave us some insight into this mysterious character that we already kind of know and love, but we don't know her motivations yet. So I liked that. I kind of dug that scene. It was kind of fun.
Some cool.
The whole divisive, chaining himself to the railing.
I liked everything about
his
it.
Blasé attitude about it.
Sure. I mean, we got some good expos in there. Some good, we got everything we needed to know. I just thought he just gave it up kind of easy.
Oh, for sure he did. But it was still fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. I agree.
Because I like that actor. I like it when he's on screen. And
Sam Underwood?
Yes.
Because he is
creepy, sexy, creepy.
Creepy, sexy, cool.
All right, so after the interrogation, we've gotten, like you said, he's given up just about everything except the guy's social security number.
Well, Joe, what did you think of that? Did you think?
No, I hated that scene only because.
Did you buy it? Like that?
No.
Did Ryan go in there and play his super? Was he good in the box?
Here's what I didn't like about it, and this is just, to me, this is again some choices that they seem to be making with this show that I don't fucking understand. Why this guy got beaten within an inch of his life in the last episode, and there is nothing wrong with him. They've put some purple on his face. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
But that's your biggest complaint?
No,
that
but
the makeup's bad?
Yes, because that changes the whole vibe. Here he is as an actor. He's laughing it up. He's having a good time. La la la. If you have all the prosthetics on and they've said to you, "Hey, you know what? You are badly beaten," you don't have a ha-ha funny scene. Okay. You have a totally different scene.
But what if you're that crazy?
Yeah.
Well, then you'd be you'd be messed up. You're jacked up. I don't know. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
I mean, in an episode where you had a skull-faced dividing rod blood sacrifice.
This is what I'm saying.
That's your takeaway.
Your complaint is the makeup is not swollen enough.
I'm saying what I'm saying is it's all pooling together into a bucket of shit, in my opinion, and I think they can do better.
We
and
were
I hope they do
already
better.
upset that he survived the beating, the shooting, all the stabbing,
hasn't
all of
been
that
explained.
in the first place.
We haven't explained how he got shot 3 times in the chest, popped up, and proceeded to fight Mike Weston.
Proof is in the pudding. He's alive.
There it is.
That's all you need.
Didn't even lose a tooth.
Joe, I'm gonna ask you to calm down. You're a little worked up.
I'm a little
Little
heated.
heated.
You're a little worked up. You got a show to host.
It's warm in here.
Can you get us back?
It's hot
All
here,
right,
guys.
so we find out about the huntsman. We find out that the huntsman kills with a bow, and we found out in the scene before, which we didn't talk about, that the huntsman likes trophies. Now, this I thought was interesting. He has tattoos. He takes off these hookers that he kills, and he looks like he tans the skin and frames it. Right?
Does that make you not want to get a tattoo?
I never was into him, but yes, now it's kind of locked up. So ladies, look out. If the huntsman takes you aside, if he asks you, you don't
Or
have
just get a really shitty tattoo, because he's not going to want to put that on his wall.
Yeah, maybe.
one. He said he has lots.
has
Maybe
lots.
you maybe showed Max the nice ones.
Needs practice.
So we know that the huntsman kills with a bow. Then we cut back to the cult for the reckoning, aka the glorified lie detector. And Joe says that the lie detectors don't work so well on people like me.
Right.
And our girl Julia says
Psychopaths?
sociopaths.
And Joe's like, gotta give it a little look.
I don't like labels.
Yes. I like labels.
Let's not label ourselves.
I love it.
Let's not limit ourselves with labels. Is that how you
I
put
don't
it?
know. It's along those
It
lines.
was a good.
Or
It was a
labels.
good quip.
It was good.
was a good quip.
And so we have our little lie detector, and then that's where we got the weird vibe from Julia. So we know that there's something going on there, and that's where we get our suspicion that she's gonna off the.
It was very sort of Scientology, almost like in the Scientology, like the audit situation. They're not. Look, I don't want to.
I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know anybody.
I don't want to get our show shut down. We are in Hollywood now, but
I don't know anything.
that's what the Scientologists.
I've
do.
heard
Audit
things.
you.
But I don't know anything.
And there's okay. Go ahead.
La la la. I love everybody.
Who's afraid of Scientology?
Not me. No way. So then we cut back to the FBI and
I mean, a cult's a cult.
They're all the same.
la la
Joey,
la.
you're really afraid of Scientology? They're gonna,
Oh, I love everybody.
they're gonna ruin your career.
No, that's not true.
All right.
So the FBI, the
I like
FBI
Chris.
goes after Trent's wife and kid. They find his address in New Jersey.
Yes.
He's in New Jersey, and so and then
Trenton.
Was it Trenton?
Yes,
Trent
it was
in
Trenton.
Trenton.
Trenton, New Jersey.
Trenton, New Jersey.
Trent was in Trenton, and so we go after Trenton. We find the wife and the kid, and I think we've seen this on several shows, haven't we?
Well, I was saying that it just felt like the Stewmaker episode from The Blacklist.
or the whole first season of Hannibal, where
Garrett Jacob Hobbs.
Garrett Jacob
Jacob
Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Ladies, if you are married to a man who has a cabin in the woods, you need to go to the cabin periodically to see what the hell is going on up
I
there.
mean, he may be up to something.
He may be up to something. You need to go to his cabin.
He likes to go to the cabin and relax.
Yeah, not a
He
good
may
idea.
not be killing folks, but
He just goes to the cabin. I don't know.
He
He's
doesn't
going.
do it at home.
That's it. You don't
He
shit where you
saves
eat.
home for selling office supplies.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Really, I kind of hate the dumb wives in these episodes when it comes to this stuff. They drive me absolutely batty. No, he just goes to his cabin. He sells office supplies.
Oh,
Guys,
no, he doesn't.
Everything's fine, guys.
He chops up girls in the cabin.
No.
Meanwhile, the son's
No.
like, leave my dad alone.
My dad gives whores what they deserve.
He hates
Yeah.
whores.
I did like that. We don't know if we're jumping ahead there, but I did like that. Look, well, they kind of locked the door on the kid.
Oh, that was pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
the bacon was onto the kid, man. Mike and
Yes.
Ryan, they effed that
and
little
Ryan.
kid up.
Yeah.
Like, that's my family, kid, so we're going to get this sorted out.
Right.
So we find out that Kurt, of
Kid
course.
was a dick.
He was a dick. And he's
The kid was.
he's going to be a little a-hole. We got to keep an eye on him.
The kid was a dick.
Kid was a dick.
Yeah. And it's such an entitled kid. Like, you can't come in here. It's the FBI kid. We're coming in.
Right?
like
I
it's
know my
room.
rights.
You can't come in my room.
I like that. That was a good scene. That was funny. It got to it. All right, so we get Kurt. We know that Kurt has a cabin. Joe, of course, he's taking the lie detector test. After that, we go back to this lie detector, and Julia asks him the most bizarre stuff. Describe what it feels like to kill. And he doesn't really get into it, but he touches on it briefly. It's sublime, right? As somebody said, it's difficult to
that's
describe.
Sexual,
Yeah.
some sexual aspects.
Is it sexual?
It
Most
was
certainly.
he treated it like a seduction, I feel like. That whole
Yes.
questioning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was it. That was the end of my
I
statement.
think it worked. I think it worked on Julia. And there's worked on more than one Julia.
He was aimed at a Julia, so I mean it works. It made sense. But he does say, "I want a new life," and I got the vibe that maybe he passed that part. What do you think? I want to start over. I want a new life.
Yes.
Now, does that mean, I want to accept Micah as the Lord High King shit boss? No, probably not.
Yes.
But I want a new life. It seemed like I kind of bought that.
I didn't buy that.
I think he found the truth in that statement.
Oh, that's a good lawyered up answer right there. I like that.
Bam.
Boom. No.
Well, he sort of alluded to that. Maybe not even alluded. He was pretty vocal about it. I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before when he was having that heart-to-heart with Emma about how he's a failure, how he doesn't really know how to write. And, like, he was sort of saying that he needs to start fresh.
Right.
So this could be his fresh
So,
start.
He believes that. So, yeah, he's going to pass that.
Got it. All right. So then we go back to the cabin, and Max is pleading for her life here. And she does the whole hunt me. Don't be less than you are. I'm a challenge. I run a 6-minute mile.
Right.
I'm not some druggie or some whore. I'm a challenge. Let me go.
Right.
And I was really gratified and relieved that he did not buy into that.
Right.
I mean, you could tell he was thinking about it, which was good. That was great. But then he goes, "No, I'm being paid to kill you this way." And then she has some gymnastics action, and she gets down.
Very cool.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. And we have a fight, and then she's out the door.
And then the Hunger Games start. Right?
I volunteer as tribute.
Reverse Hunger Games.
Volunteers tribute.
All right, so
Katniss is on the run.
Jesus. All right, so Max is running,
Right.
and the FBI busts in. Of course, they're already gone.
Yeah.
FBI has the dogs. The dogs go left. Ryan and Mike go right, and of course, Mike and Ryan are right. The dogs are wrong.
The dogs are wrong. The dogs with the extra sensory of smell.
No, they're wrong.
Look, we're kind of, it's like we're kind of taking a piss out of this sequence, but I thought that was a sort of a
No, you were enjoying that.
I thought that was sort of a well done sequence, and
Yeah.
even when the huntsman had his bow, his night vision bow trained on Max, I had some real suspense as to whether or not it was going to happen, even though my deep down inside I knew that it would be a last minute shot by Ryan Hardy. But I thought it played out well. I really enjoyed that.
I was
sequence.
fearful for Mike for a moment there.
Yeah.
He walked straight into the eye of the scope.
Yes.
We don't want him to die before he turns into a follower.
No.
It's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time.
Hey, Nando.
Hey, Joe.
All right, so at that point, Ryan takes out the huntsman,
Right.
Yep.
and they're thus changing the body count. Ryan now has 4.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. The body count.
Joe has 3, and Mike Weston still only has 1/2. Although I'm going to downgrade Mike Weston to 1/4 based on Luke's makeup.
Okay.
That gets a downgrade.
All right.
Then
Shots fired at the following
Sorry.
makeup department.
Then we go back to my favorite part of the show, the cult ceremony with the drums.
And when you say your favorite part, you mean?
My least favorite part. The drums, the masks, the fire. Let's talk about
The
it.
weird symbol.
Oh, I talked about it already. I think I opened the show with a 15-minute dissertation about the about the cult and the celebration. But I'd love to hear what you have to say.
It was closer to 7 minutes. I timed you.
all right.
It was 7.
Okay.
Yeah, this was just goofy in my opinion. And Joe is held back, and of course Emma is going to be sacrificed. What were your thoughts, Nando?
Again, it was pretty lame. I thought it was just it was so dumb. You see these 3 white outfits in a sea of black ones, and like when they're even doing the sacrifice, all the people in the black outfits are like, pick me, choose me. Yeah. So I this the whole sequence was just so dumb. I mean, we all knew it was going to go to one of the whites. One of the 3 in white, and Julia and I both thought it was gonna be Mandy. I really thought Mandy was gonna die. I figured, okay, Mandy's
time for her
done.
to go.
I don't want to say it's time for her to go, but we haven't seen much of her, and I'm feeling at this point
That
like
would
she
raise
might
the
be
stakes.
expendable. She might be expendable.
But that would raise the stakes. That would do something that
Well, I thought Emma would raise the stakes higher. I thought that was a higher stakes choice.
It was a higher stakes choice,
Valerie
but we just
Curry
didn't
ain't
think.
going nowhere.
Yeah, Valerie Curry ain't
well,
going
that-
anywhere. And obviously, the payoff in that was lame because, again, yeah, you go for the sacrifice when Micah said, "Trust. We have to trust each other."
Well, I
Then
think
you
that
kinda
was.
knew.
I think that was like
Yeah.
his ultimate test, his final part of the reckoning was to how far will he go? Will he defy me, try to save his friend, or will he let this happen and trust me?
right.
Oh, we had some combination therein. I mean, he was trying to escape, but they held him back. But he
Yeah.
was clearly not like
He
struggling
wasn't
that
struggling
hard.
that hard. Yeah, it was like, let me just do enough so Emma thinks I'm trying to save her, just in case.
Well, what's interesting is how Emma's going to come out on the other side of this, because she could clearly, when she was, you know, leaning bent over backwards, could clearly see him not fighting that
Well,
hard.
yeah, she felt betrayed before, and then she finally
Yeah.
got back into the inner circle with him and
you didn't
feel like
try to
she could
save
trust
me.
him, and now here she goes again.
Yeah.
It also could be some cult, sort of reprogramming in there too. Like, this could be an opportunity. If the show were interesting, it could be an opportunity for them to say, Emma, Joe didn't
even try to save you.
Maybe
blah,
she's
blah,
the one
blah,
they want,
blah.
since she's been running the show for the
knows?
last year.
I just want to give a warning to you, Joe. It's the second time you've tried to kill Emma, and I just say, just because Claire's gone, don't try to take my Emma away
I wish
from
you
me.
would. I wish you wouldn't.
it's
I wish you
relax.
wouldn't use her name.
Relax.
I wish you wouldn't
Poor
talk about.
cat.
You know what?
Don't you say her name. Don't you ever.
I will not speak the words again.
Don't you say it.
I won't.
You know who I don't get to see every week?
I know.
Natalie Z. That's who. I hope you're
Natalie
happy. You got to see Emma in pajamas. Whole episode.
Yes. A mask.
And a mask.
And a mask. That
And a
was kind of
mask.
weird. Yeah, that was good.
Her hair looks good.
Her hair looks way good.
Yeah, it looks really good. She probably it was probably in her contract to say, if I have shitty hair for the first 6 episodes.
Yeah.
You got to fix
Hair
it
and
for
makeup really
episode
showed
7.
up for her.
Yeah, I got
It did, except for that goofball mask.
Right.
All right, so the ceremony's over. We've sacrificed Emma, but not
Bullshit.
sacrificed Emma. Then Julia
I get
comes
mad.
in.
I get mad just
I know,
thinking about that.
I know.
And
All right, go on.
You guys are cool with the whole choice?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
You already said it.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Everyone just move to the left. It's kind of like when you have the Ouija board and you have all your fingers, but one person's
Did
like,
you push it?
Oh,
I pushed it.
I didn't push it.
I didn't touch it.
I'm just gonna move the Ouija board
Oh,
around.
Lord have mercy.
These cult followers have I don't know.
Really?
They've
Honest to
really
God.
drank the Kool-Aid.
I mean, who are these? These are
Definitely.
not the star students.
They're
These
dumb.
These are not. These kids are not sitting in the front of the class. There's no way around it.
Guys.
Golly. No. She was shaking and everything. I saw for
Good
real.
acting by Jacinda Barrett doing that.
Yeah, it's
Shaking
good.
with the rod.
Real world really taught her well.
I disagree, Nando.
All right, okay. So the divining rod was difficult to swallow. So
I don't know why I laughed at that.
then Julia comes in and Joe braces Julia and he's very pissed off. And you went after Emma. You did it on purpose. You tried to weaken me. And she said, "You don't think I? How did she put it to him? I don't trust you. My husband, you here because my husband wants you here. Is that how she put it?
Yes. My husband wants you here.
Right. But you guys think that she's into him?
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's totally into
yeah.
him. They're flirting
Wouldn't
like
you
crazy.
I mean, at least Joe Carroll has a little bit of swagger.
And if you
whereas
think about
this guy's
it-
like, dude,
and if-
how did you get your followers to kill people?
And if you think about it, she tried to kill. I mean, technically, she tried to kill, and I put that in quotes because I guess she didn't try to kill Emma, which was probably the closest female competition that she had for Joe.
Okay. All right. I got what you guys. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So she's trying to break them up.
Yeah, trying to break them up,
Divine and conquer instead of the divining rod.
divest away from
Divest
that.
away from that.
Divest away.
Oh, terrible stuff. All right. So
The only thing that makes this episode worse
is the puns.
is our pun.
Yeah.
the horrible puns in the podcast.
Horrible
Can I just
puns.
say our show last week was so crazy and off the rails, but it was a fun, campy episode. This one's just
Oh.
A little
So
disappointing.
different.
Please
However-
give me something to love.
We did have a good ending.
We did, and you know,
Yes.
lipstick
Cool.
on a pig, but there it was. Mike's dad. That was rough. You know, they get the video in, put it on the main screen. They give the video to Harrison or whatever his name is, and he puts it on the main screen,
Yeah.
and then we watch in real time. Dad get his. I mean, and that was. Now, see, they got the ability to do good to do good makeup. They cut Dad's throat good.
All right.
You know, that was
enough with the makeup.
Anyway, so Mike's like, oh my God, it's my dad's house, and there it is.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again,
Shawn Ashmore, mad
Great
props.
Killing it.
reaction.
Mad
Great
props.
reaction. Yeah.
Mad props to Shawn Ashmore.
Mad props.
Dude.
I feel ridiculous
Mad
saying that
props,
phrase,
yo.
mad props. Oh, but it's growing up.
That was rough, man. He really went for it, and he worked the heck out of that, and he and Ryan had a good heart to heart there on the steps.
How will this affect Mike Westmore? Like he's already effed up.
Shawn Ashmore.
Ashmore.
Or Mike Weston.
Mike Weston.
Why don't we just say the character name? Mike Weston.
Sean Weston Moore. How will this affect Mike Weston?
I think he's going to go off the rails now.
Yeah, well, if he wasn't before, he's definitely going to go off now.
It seemed like he had it under control a little bit. He's like, I'm recognizing I can't be here and I can't do this and I got to go because I'm going to hurt somebody. You got that vibe, and now it's like I think that.
Well, now somebody's getting hurt already because of me.
Yeah,
these are the ramifications he's facing.
So now here's a question: do we think that Dad was it? Do you think Mike has anybody else besides Dad?
Well, I mean, she made it very clear this is just the beginning. This is sort of that like Joe Carroll sort of we have got more surprises in store.
And I'm sure,
she's got more surprises in store, which is interesting. But there's an element there that I do like. I do like the idea of Ryan Hardy as Ryan Hardy is full of hatred and full of vengeance and full of like nothing obsession of killing Joe Carroll, but he is so measured and so focused and so almost calm about the thing. And Mike Weston is also now full of vengeance and full of hatred and all sorts of other things. But it'll be interesting to see the sort of mentor, the dual vigilante, the mentor and the student vigilantes, because where Ryan's like, if you want to kill someone's son, you gotta relax. I don't know.
Well, we also get to see next week. It looked like from the previews that we're gonna get to see who Joe's mentor was.
Yeah.
Taught Joe how to kill.
Of course we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Well, that might be cool. I don't think anybody's gonna be in red pajamas.
No, that might be cool. I just, that again. I don't. I really want it to be cool. It just felt that felt super shark jumpy to me. Like Joe's secret father mentor. You think Joe was bad? Wait till you see the guy who trained him.
I really hope we get it back.
I feel like that takes away a little bit the element of that. Who
did Joe follow?
This is who he is naturally. That this is a true psychopath, sociopath, and now it's something that was taught instead of inherent.
Yes,
I don't like that.
I mean, they've got to have a big.
It takes away the scariness.
I mean, they've already got it's a show where you already have built into the main character. You already have a big bad, which is Joe Carroll. You add another big bad, which is Lily, but now they've got to add a super big bad in Joe Carroll's mentor. I don't know. I hope it's good.
It is my sincere hope that we get back on track here with the show, and that they turn around and they go, "That was goofy. Let's get hopefully some good things happen."
Sure. Look, I mean, for all
lots of good stuff could happen
that I'm giving the show. I think the following is it's good sort of campy fun. It's good genre stuff. I think Kevin Williamson is really good with the suspense and all that other stuff is great. These are the things we really like about the show. I think that today that B storyline was every last bit of everything that happened with Ryan Hardy and Sean and Mike Weston were fantastic. Just the Joe Carroll. So they got to write the Joe Carroll ship because he is one half of the equation here.
Yeah, it's a mess right now.
So that's what I think.
All right. Well, I think we've beaten this up. Let's go ahead and jump into predictions, shall we?
Yes.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. White and red pajamas notwithstanding, Nando Velasquez. Where do you think we go from here?
I think I predict that next week's episode is going to be better than this one.
Good prediction.
Okay, I know the bar felt a little low, but there you go. I definitely see I don't know. I see a Lily Julia fight in the future. I see Lily
okay.
and Julia
All
fight.
Right.
I see two alpha women. It seems like I think we're a few episodes away from getting there. The dots aren't not connecting as of yet, but I definitely can. I would like to see Julia versus Lily. I actually think that might be an interesting connection.
Ooh, interesting. Mr. Braswell, what do you got for us?
I like that because, you think that Lily's powers diminish because her mansion's gone. She's found out. She's in hiding, but she's got infinite amount of money. So she's got ability to do anything. Plus, she's got an army of serial killers who she's trying to seduce. So I do like the idea of having Lily and her gang doing their thing. And then you still have, Joe Carroll doing his thing, but then you have this new cult. I think that the obvious thing is Joe Carroll, hopefully it happens next episode, Joe Carroll will kill Micah and will sort of be the puppet to the wife. Julia will be running the cult, but Joe will be the puppet master behind that. And they will use this cult to wreak some new havoc as part of Joe's epic plan.
Got you. Julia Cearly.
I like that. We already touched on this, but I do think that Mike is going to go crazy, vigilante, go rogue, just like Ryan has in the past. And Ryan might be a little preoccupied trying to reel him in and take good care of him. That could be a little bit of a downfall for him with his focus shifted, considering his whole life has been for Joe as of late. I think I think Lily at some point is going to go after Joe because she was betrayed by him too. He and Emma. I think Emma is a target. I think I said that last week also, but I think Emma is a target from Lily. And I think this could be way off, but I think Julia is going to kill Mandy.
Oh. Just for fun?
I don't know why. I just see it happening.
All right.
Maybe I just really want it to happen.
Jesus, I'm getting dark up in this mug.
Wow.
All right.
I think Emma's going to kill Mandy, but go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Joe and Mike are going to team up against Lily. I think you're right. I think Lily's going to go after Joe, and I think Joe and Mike are going to team up together at some point or another. And they're not going to want to do it, but they're going to have to do it to kind of go after Lily because Lily's going to Lily's hurt Mike a lot worse than Joe's ever hurt Mike. And I don't think Micah's going to die. I think Micah wants out. So I think that he was, because he was asking Joe about faking his death. He's like, how'd you do that? Oh, you faked it. Oh, okay. So maybe Micah is going to use Joe to fake his death so he can get out of this whole cult scene that he's set up. And maybe Joe's going to take over. I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Or maybe Micah will be so charmed by Joe that he will turn into Joe's follower. And maybe that's how he will succeed to the throne. And the whole cult will follow.
Flippity, flippity. All right.
Mad props, Joe.
Mad props, Joe. Mad props. All right, Joseph Braswell, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe K. Braswell at both. Thank you all for joining us.
Absolutely,
on iTunes.
and if you have downloaded us on iTunes, thank you again for listening. If you're listening on iTunes and you've never checked us out on the YouTubes, please feel free. We're not too bad to look at. No. Joseph Braswell, if we're getting rated, please feel free to rate us. Please, your comments are always welcome. We love your comments. We respond to just about everybody. The best place to leave comments for response is on the YouTubes. But if you're downloaded us on iTunes,
please rate us on iTunes as well.
That's what I was going to say. If you rate us on iTunes, what do we love, Joe?
We love fives, but it helps other people find us and listen.
Absolutely.
Yes. We have a lot of loyal. Sorry about the pun. We have a lot of loyal followers and a lot of people who've been sticking with us from this show, our first show we did from back in season 1. We do a bunch of other shows now, and we really appreciate you guys for checking us out and continue to watch.
Yes, we do.
Please do. We do Hannibal. We do True Detective. We do the Blacklist.
Right.
And some of us do
Bates
The
Motel.
Americans. Some of us do Bates Motel. Good stuff here at AfterBuzz.
Some of us do Walking Dead.
Ooh, The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of them are good as the following. Julia.
Julia Cearly, where can we find you?
On Instagram and on Twitter with my name, Julia Cearly, JuliaCearley. And then, like we said, here with these chumps.
Excellent. Nando Velasquez, where can we find you, sir?
You can find
Chump
me on
number 3.
Chump number 3. You can find me on Twitter at Nandovel, NandoVel.
Yep,
I think I said that right. That's how I spell my name. That's how I spell my name. Yes, it is. And like all these shows that you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of shows.
Dr. Braswell, where can we find you, sir?
I did it already.
said
You didn't.
Your turn.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Excellent.
Your
You
Deja
can find
vu.
me on the Twitters at Joe Filippo, JoeFlippo, or my website is josephsanfelippo.com. That's it for us this week. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.